Greetings fellow tank commanders, in this video I'm going to be showing you 3 games I played in the Nomad. This is a tier 8 French premium heavy tank with regular matchmaking. The game I'm playing is a standard battle on Heilbronn with tier 8 as the top tier and 1 artillery on each team. For this game my tank is equipped with improved ventilation, an enhanced gun laying drive, and vertical stabilizer. I am using a French crew which has 12 crew skills and perks, and I'm platooned up with Zarlar64 who is in a stock Tiger 2. As heavy tanks, we definitely could have chose to go off to the city on the 1-2 line, but that's a long drive to take 2 top tier tanks out of the action, so we're going to be fighting in the open area. Now I'm well aware here that you shouldn't be firing an autoloader on the move like this at a light tank, but I knew right from the start that I wasn't going to get too crazy in this early game, so I will have time to reload before getting in the action again. I noticed that the majority of my team is fighting in this area, and there's no need for it to get so crowded, so I'm going to try to reposition a little to the left where my light tank teammate is going. As an autoloader, I prefer to work to the outside of the map anyways. It's unfortunate how long it took me to unload this second clip, but at least I got some decent damage into that T95E2. Reloaded just in time there. I messed up one shot that clip and that left me short of being able to take out the AT-15, but Zarlar64's got my back. I was trying to hide behind the VK100P as I advanced, but that big top knew I was the weaker target and prioritized me. A great clip there, but I did take a lot more damage than I would have liked. Definitely not a good time to take all that damage with the game being so close. Now I'm going to fall back and defend the base. I'm not a fan of falling back on Heilbronn. With so much open area, it's very easy for the enemy to get shots on you. Zarlar64 asked for some help here dealing with the motherland, and my team has managed to protect the base for now, so I do have time to unload my clip. That clip was not as successful as I would have liked it to be. Nice work by Zarlar64 there to take out that motherland. Now I can roll back up this hill and defend the base without worrying about getting shot from behind. Well, 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 look what we have here. I was fairly confident that I could take out that hammer with 3 shots, so I just kept in the clip. I wasn't sure if he was just going to keep driving through my base and towards the arty, so I definitely wanted to be loaded and ready for that. Here I know I'll have the element of surprise for the first shot, and then I was just going to wait for my artillery to try and take him out, but now that he's moving, his chances of hitting me are going to be minimal, so I went up for the finishing shot while I still had time. Unfortunately, I didn't see any more action this game. The enemy Borsig was all the way back at the spawn, so it was just a really long drive here. That was a fun game there with great teamwork, even though Zarlar64 only had a stock tank to work with. And fortunately, we had the right matchmaking for it. Now let's check the post-game stats and see how we did. For this game, I earned 178,000 silver with a 25% multiplier and 2,500 from an op, and earned 7,075 experience with 2 2x multipliers and 500 from ops. In this game, I dealt 5,169 damage, assisted with 656 damage, and destroyed 5 enemies while blocking 825 damage. This earned me High Caliber, Mastery Badge Ace Tanker, and Brothers in Arms. I placed at the top of my team, earning a base XP of 2,087. I managed to hit 23 of my 29 shots and penetrate 19 of those. Zarlar64 also had a great game with 1,351 base XP, with over 2,500 combined damage and destroying 4 enemies. That's a total of 9 kills for our platoon. In terms of crew and module damage, I damaged the ammo rack in the AMX 1357, injured the radio operator in the Big Top, and injured the gunner in the Motherland. The second game I'm playing is a standard battle on Abbey with tier 9 as the top tier and 1 artillery on each team. My loadout and platoon mate are the same for this game. And to start off the battle, we decided to head off towards the water. I had no problem stopping to shoot here because I've got a long drive ahead to reload. That T-49 was one of only 4 tier 9s in this game and just threw himself away in the early game. This might not be the best map for light tanks, but that's a lot of firepower to lose right off the start. There's only 1 tank spotted out here, so I'm going in to unload my clip. Great teamwork there to take out that KV-5 efficiently. It may seem like a very basic situation, but a lot of times groups of players won't capitalize on the numbers advantage they have over the enemy, but when they do, it really gains momentum in the game. The enemy team has already fallen apart here, so there's not much left to clean up. I thought the enemies would have pushed towards our base, but Zarlar64 spotted them falling back. I've still got all my hit points here, and Zarlar 64 is getting low, so I'm just going forward to take the shots. A lot of times when games end up being steamrolled like this, tanks get left behind in terms of damage, but that's one benefit to using an autoloader, because when you get to the action, you can deal a full minute's worth of damage in just 10 seconds. Although the Nomad isn't as fast as the AMX 50-100 to be running around like this, it's got more than enough mobility to keep it with the main heavy tank force. So you can get great opportunities in games like this, even though it falls apart really fast. Now let's check the post-game stats and see how we did. For this game I earned 137,000 silver with a 25% multiplier and 2,500 from an op, and earned 5,086 experience with a 2 times multiplier and 500 from ops. In this game I dealt 3,581 damage, assisted with 524 damage, and destroyed 1 enemy while blocking 300 damage. This didn't earn me anything more epic than a Mastery Badge 2nd class and Confederate medal. I placed at the top of my team, earning a base XP of 1,456. I managed to hit 13 of my 18 shots and penetrate 12 of those. Zarlar 64 also had a decent battle considering there weren't many opportunities. That's a nice win to keep the XP going towards getting out of that stock Tiger 2. I didn't do anything in terms of crew and module damage this game. This third game I'm playing is a team destruction battle on Severogursk with tier 10 as the top tier and 1 artillery on each team. My tank's loadout is the same for this game, but Zarlar 64 finally got the first package for the Tiger 2. There's no real offensive improvements with that package, just an upgraded engine and radio. All these battles were played at about the same time, and this was just a day for overextending light tanks in the early game. Every single battle it seemed there was something like this, and when it wasn't a light tank it was an IS-7 driving up the middle road on Lakeville. I was going to head up with Zarlar 64 along the 1-2 line here and just add another heavy tank to the pile, but I made some comment about that area resembling a clogged toilet and turned around. My APCR shells weren't exactly necessary to shoot there, but I've got them in for extra reliability against the heavy armor in this game, and unfortunately I don't really know who I'm going to be shooting at 40 seconds ahead of time. Although this gun isn't my favorite to snipe with, it's actually good to have some early game opportunities like this, because in a tier 10 battle I'll just get worn down so quick if I get in too close. I didn't repair my gun right away here just in case I took another hit during my reload, but I actually forgot to repair it by the end of the clip. I was distracted when Zarlar 64 was having trouble fighting a ISM teammate. It's not just the 15 enemy players you gotta watch out for, so I wasted the first shot in that clip. Being an autoloader with pretty low hit points here, I wanted to come around the back of the enemies. I could have had a really effective clip if I had been able to do that successfully, but the enemy managed to take out our teammates before we made the sweep. We needed our flanking group to actually split in two and pad our defenses over there. I was still expecting the enemies to be turned the other way, so I completely panicked when I saw that 50 TP looking there. Since I can't take a hit from him, I've just got to wait until he's distracted and sneak in a shot. That clip definitely didn't go as well as I'd hoped, but at least I got one tier 10 out. Back-to-back tier 10 kills there, and now I'm out of my APCR shells. I read the map wrong here and thought that the E75 was another corner up and wouldn't have a shot on me there, and I noticed way too late. Unfortunately, since all of us were one-shots here, it wasn't an easy endgame battle, but no one really took advantage of the reload time for the E75 and ended up just in an ideal situation for him to make a final stand. A good endgame by that E75 though, managed to keep his cool and bring in the win for his team. Now let's check the post-game stats and see how we did. For this game I lost 20,000 silver, not that surprising considering how many premium rounds I fired there, and earned 3,673 experience with a 2x multiplier. In this game I dealt 3,536 damage, assisted with 637 damage, and destroyed 3 enemies. This only earned me a Mastery Badge 3rd class. I placed at the top of my team, earning a base XP of 1,166. I managed to hit 19 of my 27 shots and penetrate 13 of those. In terms of crew and module damage, I damaged the gun in the Centurion 7-1 and damaged the ammunition in the 113. Well, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing those fun Platoon games with the Nomad. We got some good XP grinding in there for Zarlar 64's Tiger 2, and I made some decent progress on my Plaguebringer Mercenary Contract, but unfortunately I ran out of time before finishing that one. It's nice to have a tier 8 autoloader premium tank. That way I can refine my autoloader heavy tank strategies while doing a bit of crew training and silver earning. Stay tuned for more awesome World of Tanks videos.